Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach. In the last episode, we weren't including the generic stuff when we were doing explicit interface implementation. This should be void iCollection object. As I just noticed here, I have put in type name option, no generics. That's kind of weird. Why would I do that? You'd think that that should be include generics, right? So, and this is just mock method void builder. I would bet that I have to do this with the properties indexers. I don't think events maybe, but we'll check that one as well. Constructors don't matter. But this is one I just look at it and go, Jason, from whenever you wrote this, whenever you put this code in here, why did you think that we would need no generics in here? What happens if that type was generic? I mean, you see that here, that it has to be iCollection of object.add. Okay. So I'm almost thinking include generics here. Now, I'm just going to do it in one spot for now, and I want to run the code generation test because it's only in one for this one, and this should fix it. Should. That's my, and so then if it does fix it here, then I will go to the other spots and make sure that we're doing the right name as well. Okay. The other thing too is that by fixing it here, that shouldn't screw up any other tests, right? If I say get name here, okay, and I'm saying include generics, if it's a pointer type, otherwise we just say this. If we said no generics, include generics flat, and otherwise we just say to display string. What's interesting is if we say include generics, minimally qualified format. Well, let's see what this does. This again is getting back to the problem I mentioned before with my get name thing. It's way too overloaded and complicated and trying to figure out what is it that you really want for a name. That has to get fixed. I got to clean that up. It's going to be just a thorn in my side if I don't. Length is 0? 0 fixes it. Fixed it for this one case. Okay. Now if I come to here, let's just copy this and check it out. And what we should see is a numerator of object, remove, copy to, contains, clear. There's iCollection of object, doing the right thing. Okay, now it's interesting because if I saw down here, public, oh, that's not, and these are not generic, so we didn't see the, okay, that makes sense. So once we fix those, and well, that's not going to change, but other ones will. I'm going to shut down, start up again, because I want to make sure that any current things I have should not have been affected by this, and if not, then I will make sure to change it in other spots. So I will be back. Okay, well, everything built. We have one failing. Why is that? Generate makes for base class library. Well, that's unexpected. Really? I am a little shocked by that. I would not have expected a make to just pop up here and cause problems. I do not want diagnostic tools. Stop forcing them on me. I don't want to see them. Hey. So we got 3? Yes, we do. What are they? Okay. It looks like it's like the same ones we just had. Are they basically the same except, yeah. So let's take a look at the output compilation. If it's the same thing, then I'm hoping it's pretty easy to fix. Copy value over here, put that in there. Let's see. Yep. So not only, things that I've been doing before, like I would run them and they would work just fine for creates and makes, but this one is weird because this is a test. And when I've said run all of them, it's been fine. So how did the iSet just suddenly pop up? Am I catching it now and doing it explicitly even though I don't need to? No, unless because Huh. Because if I come back over here to Sharp Lab, you'll notice there should be an add here, and it takes an object and returns a bool. This one down here takes an object and doesn't return anything. So we should have been having the same error as before. I don't know how that was not causing a problem. A little uneasy, making me feel a little uneasy here. But if we go into the MakeBuilders, if we go like into the mock method, we've done the void. So I would imagine this is almost the same thing. Let's clean this up a little bit because I'm getting a little bit lost as to what's being done where. Whatever. Okay, this is for the makes. So we have an explicit type name description. Yeah, we need to say include generics. Okay, now that should make, no pun intended, that should make the make work now. And didn't have a breakpoint there, but it didn't matter because it said everything worked. So, okay. All right, so we've done the void for both of these. Let's do the value one. This should be just, again, include generics. Same thing for the value builder here. It should be include generics. Okay. If we go to the mock property builder, do we have something very similar here or not? I don't know. This is building the getter, building the setter, explicit type name. Yes. For some reason we flip it around here. Include generics. And that one should, public is unsafe, override, ref, thing you return, iCollection of object dot property name, if you had to do it explicitly. Okay. So that's the property builder for that one. The property builder for this one is include. Yeah, it's a little bit simpler. The index builder, if we follow the same pattern, probably somewhere down here we should have that. And then down here we should also have for the index builder that. I don't think the events matter. Maybe. Doesn't seem like it. It's not quite the same thing. So there's build implementation, there's build explicit implementation. I think it's a little different, so we'll just leave that alone. Okay. Let's make sure that I actually did the indexer here. Yes, I did. Okay. All right, shut down, start up again. Everything should build. And they all pass, so that's good. So let's say, oh, okay, I didn't stop anything. Gotta make sure I'm on the right thing to have the keystroke work correctly. 167, fixed issue with explicit implementation from a generic type. And then here, fixed here, explicit implementation from a generic type was not emitted correctly. Okay, what's next on the agenda? What do we got going on now? We were at 55. My guess is we're now going to be at, I'll say 40, 42. I think it's going to be 42. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. 40. Okay, I was close. I was close. We are down to 40. And I think most of these are related, and I think I kind of have an idea as to why. This already contains a definition for get. We've seen this before. I think I'm projecting out a type a callback type that isn't in the right namespace. So we might have to do something very similar for that. This one feels kind of easiest, which is, again, we should be doing a value type. Okay, so that one doesn't seem like a hard one to fix because we've done that already. Field, this is a interesting one. Copy value. Let's grab one of these. I don't want to do that one with the span. Okay, so I have the feeling if I knock these two out, we'll probably get down to being really, really close to getting all the errors done. So this is the value type thing. We've seen this before. We know where to go. Mock integrate, mock information. Yep. We need to say here, you know what? I'm going to, because we're at the rule of 3, I'm going to make a call here and say, we're going to say call this cannot mock special types diagnostics. Okay. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I want to so special types. Enums was 7, right? Yeah. We want to get rid of that. Okay. And the reason why is because I want to make this a little var delegate type, var enum type, var value type. Is this the model dot compilation got get type by metadata name type of value type full name, or type 2 mock is assignable to enum type, or type 2 mock is assignable to value type. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. And now the name here is going to be a little different. We're going to say the type is a special type, delegate, enum, or value type, and cannot be mocked. Cannot mock special types. It's generalistic, and if we get another one, then so much. Why are you complaining about this? Oh, it's not there. Okay, so to the mock information test, because guess what word we're going to go down here? Yeah, this needs to be cannot mock special types diagnostic. Okay, and we now want to say create when class is value type. Okay, target type name is value type, which starts from value type. It's a Friday night, I'm being weird. Public struct that. Okay, so now we're going to get the type, and we are going to get the base type, which should be a value type. When class derives from. And I passed, I'm almost positive that is going to get rid of this thing. So we can just get rid of that. Let's go right to UTF-8 encoding. And let's see what's up with that one. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Comment out all these. And now I've got something that you are complaining about. And we are just going to, why? Yeah, I actually want to do that right now because I don't want to put it up in the namespace. Okay, so let's grab the code for this and let's see what this looks like. We got 5. Now, this is interesting because we are running this by itself that error that we saw before is because we were generating them in multiple files. This is just happening for one. So kind of interesting. Not quite the same thing. What treasures and wonders are we going to have to uncover with this one? Okay. So what's the problem? The namespace already has a definition. Ooh. Oh, you can't have two delegates of the same name. Well, who knew? Oh, shoot. The things that you don't anticipate. So if I go to the Sharps Labs and I say, get rid of all this and put these in here. Yeah, if I say 2 here. See, now that all works. It's because the actual delegate names have to be unique. And I can't just put in like the number of arguments, because you could have 2 arguments that are completely different and give you 2 different delegate names. But, you know, you just piss me off. This stinks. It's not the same problem, and it's actually kind of more annoying, because how do I give names that, other than just putting in like get byte count callback 2? Like if I've already generated that for what I'm looking at, then that's what it needs to be. Because the problem is when you want to get that later, you just say, for this thing, I think you want to get the callback name, right? And that's the first yawn of the night, and that's a sign that I think I need to go to bed. T callback. We want to get a name for a method with the extended name of callback. So we get a name of a method here, and we need the extended name, and then if we have generics, we put those in there. That's just the name. And then that gets us the delegate name. You just don't like me, do you? Oh boy. So what could I do to get me a like, I'm thinking hash code, which feels a little wrong, not gonna lie, but it's gonna look ugly. And if I need the generics there, I need to have them listed as well. So I need to have like an extended name that is telling me what the identifier is, but in a way that's repeatable. I can't have it give me a different value every time I want to look it up for a method symbol. Oh, brother. It was going so well. But these are type names, and they do have to be unique. So it is right. I can't get around this. I have to give unique values here. And it's funny that there's a get preamble callback underscore. I could have get byte count for char's pointer, like in pointer, and then flatten get byte count for read only span of char callback. But then I would, like, you see the next one, there would be get bytes for char pointer int byte pointer int callback. Ugh, that would look awful. But what other choice do I have? You know? Well, it's getting late on a Friday night, and I think I could probably, because if I'm saying here get byte count callback, I find that the reason that got called is because of this method. Okay. But that always needs to be, when I say get byte count callback here, underscore the method's signature. Not method signature, but method's get hash code. Now, a hash code is not unique across like multiple runs of things. So you can't like guarantee a hash code to be an identifier. And that's what I'm falling into the trap of. I want to have an identifier for an iMethod symbol, but I don't think, if you look at like a method dot identifier, well, we make identifiers for methods as I generate the mock, but that's not the same thing as this. There's a metadata token, or 0 if the symbol is not loaded from metadata. And so you might not get metadata. We can't rely upon that. Declare accessibility, get attributes, default value, documentation comment ID. Yeah, I don't think we want to rely upon that either. Get hash code, serves as the default hash function. Yeah, we don't want to rely upon that either. Is blah, 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 blah. Metadata name, metadata token, yes. Name, original definition, parameters, reduce from, yeah, there's really nothing here to help us. We are on our own. So, and the one-shot hash functions that we've seen, we don't want to generate a 512-bit number. We just need a, something that's 4 bytes long. We don't need a, what's over 512 divided by 8. I can't do the math in my head. 512 divided by, come on, 512 divided by 8. What is that? 64. We don't need a 64-bit byte number. Because what I'm thinking is what I could do is just like say, do to display string of like the full thing. And say method to display string and symbol display format and say like fully qualified format. Okay. And so that would grab everything and then do a hash code on the string, because that method symbol is going to be the same everywhere. It's going to give the same string. And then we just get the hash code from the string. Because we know, and yes, that is a hash code. Again, though, it's not an identifier. If we really don't want to do that, then what we really should be doing is getting like the hash value of a string for these projected delegate names. It's clunky, but we have to do something. We got to come up with some way to differentiate these different delegate types that I'm making. And we have to do it in a way that's repeatable. So, because I could say extended name, callback, underscore, and then the hash. So we'll do that tomorrow because it is getting late, and I'm wise enough to go, this is the time to stop before you get too far into building something and you're making really bad choices because you're tired. So, but I shouldn't say it's tired because I don't like this. I like this, but it's tired because I'm just tired. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.